welcome back to Life Unrehearsed. Matt Del Vecchio here, specializing in life transitions, downsizing in the senior living industry.
And I'm Corrie, a clinical social worker and author of Someone Died, Now What? Matt, I understand that you are going to be speaking with our good friend Claire Webster on her show McGill Cares. Can you share with us about that?
Yeah, no, and Claire does a great job with McGill Cares. It's a webcast, and I'm going to be talking about how to navigate long-term care options and answering questions about senior living accommodations and the process of how to get into a public residence and what to look for, and also addressing the human side of things with the challenges that families and friends face when having to make the decision to transition someone. So yeah, that's coming up next Wednesday, January 26th at 12 o'clock. And all you have to do is look up McGill Cares webcast and register, and it's a free webcast. So looking forward to doing that with Claire.
Wonderful. You always offer such amazing advice.
Thank you.
So speaking of advice, welcome to our segment called Helping Moms and Dads. We have been providing guidance and support to the sandwich generation. We've been fortunate to have some really interesting and knowledgeable guests that have covered tons of topics, and they really do, I believe, help families cope with the challenges of the aging process. So this week is no exception. Matt, what are we covering this week?
Yeah, this week, why some seniors are actually choosing a senior living community during a pandemic and wintertime. It's a real phenomenon. And we wanted to bring on a couple people and experts from the industry. So first up, we have spokesperson for the Sélection, Retraite, and general manager of Sélection West Island, Benoit Larose. Benoit, welcome to Life Unrehearsed.
Hi, Matt. Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. Benoit, despite the pandemic, many Quebecers are still moving into retirement homes. So what are some of the main reasons why people are actually making the move from their homes or condos into a retirement home?
Well, I think first and foremost, I've narrowed down to our top three reasons why people choose to move into retirement homes. And I think the first and foremost is the safety, security, and the quality of life that can be provided within a retirement home. When the challenge of keeping up with the care and needs of a house or a condo that have just become too big for their needs, or after the loss of a spouse, the burden just becomes too big to handle. So the family, discussion with the families, and for better peace of mind for everybody, the future resident or the resident and the families. Well, the choice is to sometimes to move into a retirement home.
That may. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Go
ahead.
On the second one is to combat the loneliness and improve that we have currently a very, very bleak social life. For the past 24 months, as everybody knows, the social contact has been somewhat limited. So within the resident, such as Sélection and Sélection West Island, we have a very, very live and alive upbeat activity, such as heated pool, indoor pool, daily activities, physical fitness, brain fitness, teaser games, bi-weekly happy hours with live entertainment, weekly social tea, bridge game. We even have our own teacher of bridge that lives within a residence. We have acting, dancing, art classes. And most recently, Groupe Sélection just acquired a group called Kinderlight, who are kinesiologists that are health professionals that facilitate and helps seniors to keep up with their condition and to keep them in shape. And the last one is the need or demand of care that have become challenges for the family or caregiver. And we have around-the-clock, 24/7 health professionals within our own facility. And also to look further down the road when mom or dad right now, they're doing fine, but within a year, 2 years, when the needs of care or a bit more medical attention is there, well, we have all those services within our own residence.
That's the voice of Benoit Larose. He's the spokesperson for Sélection Retraite and general manager of Sélection West Island. All of what you said, of course, makes perfect sense. So assuming someone one or two or three out of three of those reasons wants to move in, what are some of the questions that they should be asking when they're visiting a retirement home?
That's a very good point. Well, when you're visiting a residence, it's no different when you're visiting the house that you've purchased or the condo you've purchased a few years ago, or 25 years, or 50 years ago. It's really the feeling, the vibe, the warmth that you see and feel when you're visiting a residence. And when we tell every prospect that comes into our building to visit other competitors, to see what's out there. So a lot of them come back to us and say, wow, this is really the place I want to live, because they felt well inside of the building. So that takes about 80% of the process. The other questions are, what are the needs? What is the size needed? Is it a single resident? Is it a couple? Do they have a dog, a cat? The type of activities that are carried within the residence, types of services such as medical, such as meal plans, on-location pharmacy, hair salon, spa services. And lastly is the proximity, geographic location within the family or kids that are living close by. We see a lot in our building that the kids are living in the West Island, parents are living downtown in Montreal, so they get closer to their social or to their proximity. They choose to come to our building to be closer to their loved ones.
It's Benoit Larose from Réseau Sélection and the general manager at Sélection West Island. Benoit, you bring up important points, and I think also food is a big factor for many people. And I like Sélection West Island and many other residences. You would even offer a complimentary lunch, right, for the family to try out the food, but also to see the environment.
Absolutely. We do this with every prospects or client that want to come in, for them to really see and taste and have a chance to exchange with our current residents, for them to see firsthand. Without us being with them, they can to make their own decision, or they get their own appreciation of what we offer at Réseau Sélection.
And, people think that these places can be very expensive, and some can. We have to head out to traffic very quickly, but I believe there's some government tax credits also in residences, aren't there?
That is correct. People of 70 plus do get a tax credit, meaning certain criteria, obviously, depending on their income and the eligible expenses related to their home care services. There are criteria that actually that need to be filled. In our complex, we have the opportunity or the offer that we handle all the paperwork needed to make this simpler for our residents and for them to enjoy more of their time leisurely than being than the burden of sending tax documents to the government.
Well, I want to thank you so much. I know this was quick. It always is, but that's thank you, Benoit Larose, the spokesperson for Sélection.
Thank you, Benoit. I really appreciate it. How can people find out a little bit more about Réseau Sélection?
Well, sélectionretraite.com is our main website. We have over 44 residents across Quebec. Ours is in Sélection West Island, right in Pointe-Claire. You can very easily get all the information needed on that. And you can take an appointment to come visit, to have lunch, have dinner, whatever you would like. We have open arms, and we gracefully host a lot of residents on a daily basis.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Benoit. That's Benoit Larose, spokesperson for Sélection Retraite, general manager of Sélection West Island. When we come back, we're going to hear some more about the advantages of senior living from another colleague's perspective, and why some older adults are still making the move, even during a pandemic.